Hi, hello, and good morning. My name is Kuba, and I'm a customer success manager here at Next. Today, we're meeting to talk a little bit about the most commercialized season during the year, which is the Christmas holidays. So, December is the biggest opportunity of the year, but it's also the hardest to manage. Whether you're scaling fast or just starting out, there's still time to make the December count. So if you're here with us, I'm pretty sure that you already feel that this season is important, that you have to go and grab yourself that piece of revenue cake from December. But let's move a little bit into why and then how you can still make the December count. So a quick agenda of what we'll be going through today is I'm going to show you some industry insights and data to back up why are we doing this, then propose you some things that you can do to improve your December sales. And last but not least, I'm going to guide you through what our tech stack can help you with when it comes to your sales. So let's move on to some numbers. So, firstly, in 2024, mobile devices accounted for over 54% of the whole holiday revenue in the US. In the previous year, so 2023, it was just 51. So this year, we're probably going to hit around 60% of the whole revenue being generated by the mobile devices, which means that having a streamlined and seamless process of going through the whole customer journey on a mobile is no longer just a nice to have. It's no longer a luxury, it's a must have. So it's the biggest revenue driver you can get right now. Next, when it comes to numbers, the holiday season generates the biggest throughout the year amount of money generated. So in 2024, we saw 241 billion US dollars in the holiday season, which is a growth of nearly 9% year to year. So this year we're looking at 250 billion US dollars being earned throughout the holiday period, which is a significant rise, but this is still a significant portion for you to grab. Next is that the AI, and we are currently in an AI boom throughout the last years. Right now, 42% of shoppers use the AI chatbots, and it makes AI-driven discovery and support not just, again, a luxury. Currently, it's a must-have. So customer now expect smarter recommendations, faster answers, and tailored experiences. So for brands, this means that AI shouldn't be just, sprinkled in like a salt on a steak. It should be embedded across the entire funnel through discovery, product suggestion, messaging, and of course, timing. And we are already in the December. It's 4th of December, so we are in the most volatile period when it comes to that holiday season. But according to the data, it's still going to rise. Around 9 to 10% of traffic on mobile actually grows a week before Christmas. So we're still in to see that growth happen. So if you're just like my dad and he sometimes forgets to get somebody a gift. So it happens, when I had to remind him that we're going to see his cousin, and I was like, hey, Dad, did you get your brother a gift for Christmas? That was just last year. And immediately what I saw, his hand goes into his pocket to grab a mobile phone. Yeah, so it is not... Shoppers just turn to their phones more, faster. It's just how we turned our customer journey. We switched from desktops to mobile, and it shows. So we now know why. You saw the data. I tried to explain it to you so that you have a little bit of insight why we're meeting here. But since we know why, let's move on into how. So let me show you a few examples of things that can be improved, that can be added, so that you can still make the December count. Firstly, a shopping assistant. So you can turn the just browsing customer into, I got it, this is what I was looking for. So the impactful tools as an AI shopping assistant is essentially like a digital salesperson. So it greets the visitors, asks what they're shopping for, recommends gifts instantly based on the budget, preferences, colors, materials, whatever you want. It also answers the product questions, so things like fits, shipping, returns, right when the customer is actually deciding what do they want and what do they need. So why it works is because it reduces the choice overload and builds the confidence of the buyer. It also accelerates people towards the checkout. Very simple. So an example of a prompt such shopping assistant could use is shopping for yourself or a gift. Who is this for and what's the budget? Then it can take over the conversation, propose a product, show the recommendations straight to the customer, and boom, they're happy, you're happy. Next thing is some upsell bestsellers. When you are inside a cart and you got your friend that special gift, you bought her a teapot because she's, more of a tea person than a coffee person. It is nice to prompt you or yourself to add something else because it pairs well with. So you have your teapot, but how about you sneak in some additional pack of some Asian tea? So those absolute bestsellers are important in the perfect time to increase the average order value. So when the shopper is already buying mode. So where to show those? In cart drawers or cart pages, definitely before payment when you opt in for the checkout. And to how is not to propose too many, because you do not want to clutter the end user. So if you overdo it, you're going to have the quite opposite effect. You're not going to get any sale because you're going to just scare somebody with too many pop-ups, too many messages, and, well, too many recommendations. So nice to have in those is what's called the social proof. So #1 bestseller or loved with your item. So pairings that just work and the ones that will make the buyer think, hey, it is really going to work out, both of those. So I'm going to get the teapot and I'm going to get the tea set. Next is a discount or a prompt for an undecided shopper. So shoppers are sometimes hesitant, and the trick is to nudge them without cutting margin unnecessarily. So you can detect that hesitation using triggers like an exit intent or returning cart visitors that left something in the cart and just came back. Long dwelling time, so somebody on a website for prolonged periods of time, or well, just multiple products viewed without being added to the cart, and they're, for example, from the same category. So for those type of customers, a targeted message is going to mean a lot. So you can offer a lightweight, a very small percentage off some of those items. You can offer a free shipping or just a small bonus gift to make them go through that finish line, which is the checkout. Next are the special deals and limited time offers. Those happen all the time, but in the urgent and volatile period of holiday, those can go really an extra mile. So this is where real-time AI-powered announcements really shine. So your AI agent can proactively highlight flash sale or a limited time offer, tailor it based on the shopper's behavior. And this works especially well during peak traffic on your website, product launches, or when you want to move some slow inventory around. It makes the shopping experience feel more dynamic and timely without relying on actually emailing somebody your newsletters, offers, and just, spamming them with messages. Where they are on your website, this is the time when you have to shine. So a wise person today told me that in a consumer economy that we currently live in, every visitor on the page is a potential lead. And when the first thing is that with all of the tools that we have at our disposal to drive users to your website, it is harder and harder to actually get people to notice you, to see you. So if somebody is already on your website, it is the most important moment to interact with them. You cannot leave them be because you are wasting potential income, but just letting them go. Okay. Next one is a cart recovery. So I just said that having somebody on your website is the moment to act, but sometimes it happens that they do leave. If you notice that somebody did leave a product in a cart, bringing shoppers back is another thing to, secure that revenue. Those work if the messages you send are personalized and usually have a direct link into the cart that they left. Those can be sent, for example, 1 hour after the cart was abandoned, 24 hours with some social proofs or benefits highlighting why the product that they chose is the right fit for them. Or 48 hours with a small incentive if it was still not purchased. So just like 2 slides back, you can take just a small percentage off. It's a layered strategy that captures buyers who just got distracted and need this final push. So do not leave people that already abandoned the cart as completely lost, because they already made the whole journey throughout, picking the product, choosing you as a vendor that they want the product from, and they made that very decisive step of taking it into the cart. So just because they left it, let's say, unattended, doesn't mean this revenue is lost. So implementing something of the cart recovery as a cart recovery is going to be another step of getting most out of the December. Then we have something that is my personal favorite, which are called canned responses. When excuse me, when a customer reaches out to you and they gone through the whole AI process, they got through all of your chatbots, and they went into a conversation with an actual human, because in the end, it is easier to communicate with another person than with a robot. However, in peak seasons like holidays, when there is a lot of traffic, when there's a lot of movement, when there's going to be a lot of chats and conversations, you need to implement tools for your agents, for your chatters, that will help them resolve the conversations faster, provide more consistent answers, and, well, in because of that, bring you in the end more revenue. So best use cases for account response is providing pricing or product FAQs, questions, qualifying inside the sales chats, post-purchase information for those of you for those customers that already that already went and bought something, and handling peak volume campaigns or seasonal spikes. The impact of those is that agents that utilize those canned responses have 20 to 30% faster first response time. They can handle more conversations per agent, and in the end it shortens the sales cycle, which means if they're able to handle more conversations faster, they can earn you more money. Next thing, and it ties to also the canned responses, is tagging. So everything up until now was about driving the revenue forward by proactive actions or streamlining the sales process. Tagging is what helps you make more informed decisions for the future. So let's take a very simple example. If you have a customer that already bought something from you, and they will be looking for gifts for Christmas or later during the year, maybe for birthday and things like this. A customer that is already familiar with your business and that was treated right and had a good experience is more likely to come back to you. However, if you do not introduce any way that will help you get that information besides just numbers of conversations, sales, you're going to miss the crucial part of the whole process, which is an impact on the person besides, on the opposite side of the screen. So tagging is a way of labeling your conversations. So it helps you to categorize them by topics. It helps you to identify ways or places for improvement. Also help maintain quality and segment conversations based on product and customer insights. So from a perspective of management and reporting, it gives you a deeper additional layer of data. And last thing is your customers aftercare. So just like I mentioned a moment ago, if a customer is satisfied with the experience that they had with you, with the communication that they received from you, they're going to shop with you more often. So having in place things like policies that are clear, very friendly, without, 10 pages of legal talk and technical data to go through is, well, this is a bad example. But having them short, understandable is going to help you a ton with the customers. Things like returns and exchanges, very simple steps, transparent timelines, things that if a customer actually needs to take care of an unfortunate purchase, let's call it like this, they're going to feel like you're not putting things in front of them so that they can actually get the aftercut that they deserve. Okay, so now let me show you which of those things and how easy it's going to be to implement them inside our text app. So let's move on into the actual tool and start with our our built-in AI agent. So, and maybe let's start with what a text app actually is. So a text app is a tool for conversation, for communication with your online shoppers. So it is a tool that comes with a built-in chat widget that you can put on your website. It comes in with multiple channels of communication like email or SMS. It has a very powerful built-in AI agent that can help you solve a lot of the queries and repetitive questions, provide information, resolutions, or recommendations. So starting with the AI agent, inside the text app, we have an AI agent that you can train based on your website. So you can provide it with knowledge sources. For example, you can scan your website. So then it has all of the information about your business. It knows what you're dealing with, basically anything that you put on your website. So if you put your policies, if you put your pricing, any information that it is available in there, it's going to have, and it's going to be able to provide it to your customers during a very seamless conversation. So one thing, our websites. Second thing is you can upload files. So for example, product catalogs. You can teach it what your stock is and different products that you have. It can really take a lot of those. And lastly, you can create articles to teach it about the business. So if, for example, you don't have your return policy directly inside your website, you can upload it as, for example, like in here, as an article into the AI agent, so it actually knows what's talking about. So our AI agent supports all available languages. You can choose which ones you'd like it to use, which ones not. You can use it as all languages, and then it's going to detect the language of the end user and respond accordingly. You can choose its tone of voice. You can choose for it to be a professional, concise, polite, friendly, or casual. You can choose the answer length, which is a little bit important because we're dealing with conversations inside a chat widget on the website. So it is important to know that when it's going to be provide those answers, for them to be not too long, because then it's going to deter more people than it actually helps. So keep them as standard or short if that's your preferred way. Additionally, our AI agent has some skills that it can utilize. For example, you can send welcome messages, and those can be context-based. So the AI agent is going to send a message to the customer based on your company details and the visitor information, or you can simply set it as a custom one. It can collect customer details, so you can ask about names, email at the start of the chat, so you can have more data about your end users. It can handle tickets, which means that it can create you basically offline messages for your team when, for example, there is nobody available right now to handle a chat when somebody asked for a transfer. And lastly, of course, a transfer to human. Very simple thing, but very powerful, because not everybody want to talk to AI agents, which is understandable, even though they are very powerful, very useful tool, and they are going to resolve most of the cases, even faster than human would. But sometimes it will need a transfer to human, which of course our AI agent can handle. So let's do it a quick test. Inside the text tab, you have a preview, so you can test the AI agents live, semi-live, without the need of putting the widget on the website just yet. So you can ask it, and it will answer based on the knowledge sources that you provide. So for example, I can ask it that I'm looking for a gift for my wife, and let's give him a little bit context. So she is into arts and crafts, and my budget is, let's say, $100. So now it, of course, reads the question, checks the knowledge sources, and tailors you an answer based on what you actually asked. So in this case, I have a dummy shop set up with some tools, with some products that I can showcase you actually how it looks like. So there we go. Our AI agent provided us with few options. So for example, we have a knitting starter kit and a price, what it is. We have acrylic paint set with 24 colors. Again, we have a price provided. We have a short description of the product. And additionally, it also offers us an option to combine them into a smaller bundle. So not choose one more expensive gift, but for example, to choose two smaller ones to give to my wife as a bundle. If you would have inside the knowledge source, if you would have the product catalog with links provided to the products, it would also include them as a redirect straight from the chat, so the user doesn't have to, find them directly, but simply click on the chat widget and go straight through them. So for example, I have this one at the bottom. I'm not going to click it because we're focusing on the app itself. So, okay, I am satisfied with this answer. I did get my recommendations. They were according to what I asked, so my preference, my budget. How about I asked it about what's your return policy? In case my wife decides that a glitter raisin starter kit is not going to actually be up her alley. So I do have an article created for our AI agent with the return policies, the refunds as well as shipping and payment options. So it does have all those information. So the return policy for our Groove shop is that returns are accepted with 30 days of delivery. The products must be unused, undamaged, and returned with original packaging and accessories. So we are getting, of course, a correct answer straight inside the conversation. No need for me to look throughout the whole website, scroll through all of the products, get to the footer, check those small links inside the footer to actually get the info I need. So having an AI agent, a well-trained AI agent with properly set tone of voice, correct answer length for your end users that are going to be on your website is a godsend. And don't get me wrong, those are very powerful tools that can drive you a lot of revenue, and they're plug and play. So you just need to put a widget on the website, upload few sources, and it is ready to go. Okay, next thing that I've mentioned are proactive pop-ups on the website, right? So I've mentioned some cards, offers, discounts, etc. So inside the text tab, we have something that's called engagement, and our engagement tool is called campaigns. So campaigns are proactive pop-ups that appear just above the chat widget as a very small cloud. You can see a preview of one of those in here, and they can be tailored to suit different use cases, just like the one that we discussed a moment ago, with different conditions. So simply you can press a new campaign, and we already prepared for you some of the templates that are ready to go from the start. So right now we're focusing on sales. So for example, we have a promote special deals campaign. So in it, we can offer 20% off, might be a little too much. Let's give it a 10. So you can customize the whole campaign. You can customize the graphic. You can upload your own. You can choose it from the library. But let's say I'm going to use this one. Provide, of course, the context and use customizable buttons to make it easier for the end user to actually operate within with the chat widget. So this one automatically is going to copy the code of the value that you provide. Let's change it in here also to 10%. And then it's inside the user's clipboard, so they can copy and paste it directly into that small input field inside the cart. So they do get those, for example, 10% off. So right now we have it set up. We know how it looks like. We know what it does, but we need to decide where is it going to show. So currently it's showing everywhere, on all sub pages. We do not want that. We want them more tailored. So you can choose for it to be on a certain URL and then choose if the string is going to contain something or be exactly something. So I'm going to add a cart because we want this one to appear, for example, inside the cart. It's going to be displayed for all visitors once per user. When we'll be showing this campaign, I think we're going to show it only when the agents are online, and let's say after 8 seconds on the website. You need to be very careful when setting up those time on the page, because too soon and you're going to scare the end user. Too late and you're going to lose them. So a golden ratio for those types of pop-ups is anywhere between 8 to 12 seconds based on my experience. And lastly, this is the contains a cart. We press done. We can publish it right away and it will be available on the website as I click the button, or we can schedule it. So for example, I can schedule it to run from today up until the Christmas Eve. So more or less 3 weeks of this campaign. I'm going to publish it and it's ready. It's going to be displayed if anyone enters the website. Different campaigns that we also discussed are, for example, scheduling a meeting or scheduling a call with sales, capturing living visitors. Let's actually use this one. So we used this graphic, so we don't want that. Let's, for example, use this one because we love our customers. And again, it can be a small percentage off, or it can be something, let's say, like a frequently bought together option. So frequently bought together. And here you can add an additional link to a product that fits exactly what the customer said. We don't need this part. Oh, let's do it like this. So we make less text, which is more readable, which is of course nicer. Let's change the button to open a link from which we can provide, let's say, a link to our website straight to a product. So click here and done. So this one, we want it also to be displayed only inside the cart for all visitors and not on every visit. We want it once per user. And of course, only when agents are online in case they would like to talk with a human. This one can be a little longer, so let's say 15 seconds. And additionally, we wanted to have the condition that's called customer's activity is about to leave the page. So we want to capture those leads if somebody actually decides to leave, to prompt them, hey, maybe you'd like a better deal with this add-on. So now I'm not going to schedule this one. I'm going to publish, and again, a campaign ready. So as you can see, setting up those campaigns is very easy. It's a matter of few clicks, 2-3 sentences, setting up a button, choosing the right conditions, and they are ready to go. So again, a plug and play options to, get them set up together. So today together, so you can have them ready to go for the Christmas. Okay, I've also mentioned the canned responses. So canned responses are a set of predefined responses that can help your agents take care of chats quicker, more consistently, and provide the accurate data. So we already provide you with some ready-to-go answers, but let me show you how easy it actually is to create a new one. So I'm going to add a new canned response. It's going to be shared for my whole team, and I'm going to use, let's say it could be a return policy one. So let me just grab this. We decide what sort of a shortcut it should be. So let's just call it a return. Then we can either choose to suggest those responses when a certain thing happen, but those conditions are mostly for certain events inside of the chat. So this particular one is not going to fit any of those, but we can also choose to add a tag automatically when the canned responses is used. So this one, as it's a question about return, we can tag it as support, so that whenever it is used, we are getting additional level of data for our own. Simply click on the create, and we have this canned response ready and ready to go for our agents to use inside the chats. So again, a very simple thing to set up with a powerful impact on all of the conversations and your agents, so that they are able to handle more chats quicker and more accurately when it comes to that. And lastly, last thing that I've mentioned and I wanted to show you is setting up tags. So we want to have a layer of data that would tell us what our end users are chatting about, what our agents, what questions are our agents answering. So creating a tag is just as easy as creating a canned response. So I can choose to create a new tag. Let's name it a return. It's ready. We can create tags based on product categories. So we can have, just like I asked, we can have arts and crafts. Maybe I'm going to spell "and" correctly this time. So whenever conversations happen, you're going to have those tags ready to go for the agents to add to your chats. And then when you'll be writing reporting, you will know what was happening, which categories were the most conversations happened in which categories. Did, for example, a spike in returns happened, or did you get more sales chats or more support chats? Were there any complaints? Very simple, and yet again, fast tool to set up in order to help you through this very volatile period. Okay, I think that's going to be it when it comes to the availability of what the text app does. So if you'd like to try, you can click on the link inside the description of our stream to sign up for a free trial of our text app and well, use it. So super easy to set up, very fast. You can get it on a website and working very fast. It's just a matter of copy pasting a short snippet of the code and it's already up and running. Training your AI agents is a matter of providing it with correct information, correct data for its knowledge hub, so that it then can answer majority of your questions and free the hands of the agents if needed for different tasks. So if you have any questions, please post them in the chat and I'll do my best to answer them. So let me quickly take a look if we do have anything available, and we do. So first question. My team works with many e-commerce tools. Do you guys offer quick to configure integrations? So TechStep is, just like I mentioned, is very simple to set up. So it is just a small piece of code that needs to be implemented. It's JavaScript. So all of the websites, all of the providers like Shopify, BigCommerce, I think Newcommerce is also a thing. They all support JavaScript, and having it added to a website is a matter of a few seconds. So you sign up for a trial, you get your code, copy paste it. You don't need developers. You don't need custom integrations. You don't need hours and hours of custom work to just get us on the website. So we do. Okay. How quickly can I launch campaigns to boost holiday sales? I'd say matter of minutes. So with the definitely very tedious process of copy pasting a short piece of code to your website and a coffee break, probably like 5 minutes. Can AI agents guide visitors and suggest products automatically? So AI agents are able to guide visitors. They are able to provide them with accurate information. So if by guiding you're asking about, are they able to point your users in the directions that they need to go? Yes. Can they suggest products automatically? It's a semi-yes, because it needs to know what the user is actually looking for. So if the customer actually asks a question, hey, I'm looking for this and that, then yes, it can provide products automatically, for as long as you did upload a product, product like book or stock app into the Knowledge Hub, so that it actually knows what is on the website. Okay. Can your AI actually help someone who's stuck deciding what to buy and how? It can, as long as an end user is actually interested and willing to cooperate, because it always is a two people job to help one another. So how it can help? It can streamline the process. So it can guide the end user throughout the whole buying process, from proposing products, making bundles, just like you saw, guiding them through links to the cart, and then, if needed, helping with questions about the whole process. So like what payment processors you support, etc. Those sort of things. How can text suggest the right product to each customer, and how does it work? So it works based on the knowledge hub that you upload. So the AI agents need an input from you. They need the knowledge in order to be able to propose anything. So if you have a set budget, if you have preferences or what you're looking for, just like I did asking questions about my wife. So I know what she's into. I know what my budget is. Then the AI agent is going to look through everything that you input into it, check for the budget, some as in add actually, products to, for example, create bundles if needed, find through the categories of the products that you're actually looking for. So it's not going to offer me a motor oil if I'm looking for a set of paint brushes. So how does it work? It works based on the knowledge that you upload to it. So as long as you made sure that it knows its stuff, it's going to help your end users make it to the cart and then through the checkout. Can text do blue iMessage text bubbles? So I am not sure if I got this one. So how the chat widget on the website work, and I can actually show you. So it sits by default in the bottom right corner. So it is just like any other chat widget, and when you click into it, you can have a regular conversation. But do I text message bubbles? I'm not sure if I got what these ones are, so apologies. Okay, currently we do not have specific informations confirming that. Oh, that wasn't a question. Sorry. Okay, those were all that I can see so far. So I don't think we have any more questions. Thank you for those, by the way. So let me show you one more thing. So yeah, I'm here. Okay. So after the webinar, you're going to receive an email with a recording and a link to a free one-on-one product expert session, where our product experts are going to do you a quick audit of your customer journey through browsing, cart, checkout, suggests recommendations for your AI agents, setting up campaigns for your store. So look out for those and go book yourself a session. They're super awesome dudes. Okay, I think we're running out of time, and I think I said everything that I wanted. So thank you for joining me today, taking time out of your day to listen to me talk for nearly an hour. I really appreciate it. I hope that some of the tips and our text app are going to help you get that piece of the Christmas revenue cake for you. And together with the whole team, we wish you a Merry Christmas and thank you. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.